Sitting here looking at the pictures, celebrating life, I'm feeling gifted. Cocktail of emotion got me twisted. Gone too soon, do you know what it is? Feeling kinda hip hop.
With your sibling or your friends or even your parents or caregivers can be frustrating. You might find yourself feeling angry because something's happening that you don't like. Conflicts really are a natural part of life. Many people don't like conflicts. I was one of those people. I just did not like facing any kind of conflict. When the conflict would come up, I would try to get out of it because I just didn't know how, well, honestly, I didn't know how to handle it. That's the real truth. But guess what? I learned how, and now I can show you. Are you ready to learn something new and useful? Here we go. Okay, in order to come out on top of the conflict, instead of getting crushed by it, there are 3 simple things you need to do. 1, you need to be able to manage your emotions well. 2, it's important for you to practice assertiveness. And 3, shift your focus onto what you want and off of what you don't want. In order to manage your emotions well, it's important for you to want to know what you're feeling. You can't run away from it or try to hide or block it out. I understand. Sometimes your emotions might feel overwhelming, like they last forever. And it might just feel real challenging to pay attention to them and figure out what they mean and manage them more effectively. Now, a conflict happens and you start to feel upset, right? And you could feel that temperature rising, right? And it feels like your emotions are about to take over. It's really important for you to understand something. Your emotions can't take over you unless you give them permission to. That's a rhyme. I didn't intend that, but
They can't take over you unless you give them permission to. They can't take over. They can't take over. They can't take over you unless you give them permission to. They can't take over. They can't take over. Now you can't take my control. Now you can't take my control. This is my house. Okay, I got a little carried away.
Let's say somebody's riding that scooter. What would happen if they took their hands off the crossbar? Well, it's the same thing. When those emotions come up, you really have the steering column in front of you. Now, here's the thing. You can't stop the emotion from coming up. It's going to come up. But when it comes up, you don't have to take your hand off the wheel and let it take you where it's going to go. You can keep your hand on that bar and steer that emotion to where you want it to go. Now, how do you do that? All right, strap yourself in. Here we go. Now, we all know what can happen when you let somebody else control your emotions. And that happens when you're focusing on what you don't want. And you're left with the The best way to avoid letting others take control of your emotions is to be prepared. Practice assertiveness. Now, you're going to peek in on a session with Jackie, and she is practicing how to be more assertive. Here we go. Okay, so you have one on. Let's say you had a sibling and just tiptoed in your room and borrowed it without your permission and went and wore it. What would you feel?
I'd be like pretty angry, like, you didn't ask me, that's my stuff, you're just coming into like my room without asking. Like, how would you feel like if I went and just started taking your stuff?
That was a boundary cross.
Mm.
That is the purpose of anger. It's telling you, set a boundary. You tell the person how you feel. When you did this thing, blah, 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 I did not like it. Please don't do it again. All right, practice on me. I'm Johnny.
I don't really appreciate you just taking my pencil without my permission. It makes me upset, and it stresses me out because then I don't have a pencil and I can't do my own work. And I would really like if you need a pencil, to ask me if you can borrow it first, or like maybe I have an extra and I can give it to you, but just really appreciate if you asked me first and not just take my things.
Okay, now you did kind of a long version,
Mm-hmm.
And you did kind of a mature version, maybe somebody your age. But
Mm-hmm.
when kids are younger, they may not listen to all that.
Yeah.
So how can you shorten that, but make it really firm? That's another thing. You speak kindly, but you speak firmly. Look at my facial expression. I don't like it when you take my pencil without my permission.
Mm.
Boom. You see, one sentence, eye contact. Here's the thing. If you're talking to someone and you're telling them what you don't like, if you do this, watch. I don't like it when you take my pencil. Do I look like I mean business? I don't like it when you take my pencil. Give it back. You notice my hand? If you don't put your hand out there, that means you're not expecting to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, role play. Action. Come on there. Come on.
After the testing, break it down.
Like trying to get angry about it. Like trying to get like angry about it. My pencil without my permission.
Yeah, just be firm. That's the thing. And firmness, you don't have to yell or anything. In fact, I am most firm when I'm like this. I don't like it. You hear that? I didn't have to. You don't have to yell. It's the tone of your voice. Like, I don't like it when you take my pencil. You hear that? Ain't nobody gonna listen to that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Action.
I don't like it when you take my pencil without my permission, and I would like it back. I don't like when you take my pencil without my permission. Give it back. I don't like it when you take my pencil without my permission. Give it back.
Let's review. Remember, conflicts are just part of life. It's human for you to feel emotions like sadness, frustration, and anger. If you ignore them or try to run away from them, because you really can't run from them, but if you try and do not allow yourself to feel them and express them, they will wreak havoc in your life. There's 3 things you can do to make sure conflicts don't take you out. 1, blooper. Make a decision that you are going to manage your emotions well from now on. 2, practice assertiveness. Remember, being assertive means you tell the person how you feel and ask for what you want. I don't like it when you did this and this and this. And then ask for what you want. Please don't do it again. And 3, you can do that by shifting your focus to what you want. Remember, anytime a conflict comes up and you're like, initially you might feel that way. But in order to get past that feeling, shift your point of focus to what you want. And that, my friends, is how you overcome the struggles of conflict. And you will find the freedom to bring out the best in yourself. Congratulations.
I notice my internal spaces. Voices full of rules and regulations. My storytelling, thoughts erasing. My value, not good enough, keep chasing. You're too young and it's too late. All them stupid reasons why you hesitate.